Have you ever wondered why special offers usually have deadlines and countdown timers seem to be ubiquitous on internet shops? The reason is what I call the sale must end Sunday principle, named after a common television advert that used to air on Friday evenings when I was growing up. We are like small children. We want what we can't have. And we see this in many different ways. Unique and rare items have a disproportionate value in most societies. When you threaten to remove an opportunity to acquire something, people want it even more. When society forbids something, it becomes more desirable. Towards the end of a run of a theatre show or an art exhibition, people rush to see it at the last minute when they almost didn't care when it first appeared. People want limited editions and collector's pieces of things like gold medallions or porcelain, or nowadays, non-fungible tokens, NFT, the art world's equivalent of Bitcoin. In summary, the less available something is, the more attractive it becomes. This is the scarcity principle. Familiarity is one of the things that can make you or your ideas more comfortable, more popular, more likable. The more they see of you, the more comfortable they feel with you, the more easily influenced they are. Once people like you, however, the scarcity principle shows us that if you make yourself too available, then you will start to become less influential. The harder it is to attract your attention, then the more valuable that attention will seem. The less available you make yourself, the more people will crave your presence. Integrity makes it vital that you fulfill every commitment you make. But as you become more popular, the key is to make fewer and fewer commitments. Be generous with your time and attention, but be selective with your generosity. When you are able to say no strategically and to choose carefully where you make commitments, then people will value your time much more. And as a result, they will also value your opinions more. You will be able to influence them all the more. On the other hand, people who say yes too easily, even when they're struggling to meet all of their commitments, aren't more valued because of it. Rather, they start to be seen as an easy touch and treated just a little bit like a doormat. On the other hand, when you say no for a good reason, then people will respect your honesty and your integrity. You aren't a pushover. You're someone who thinks carefully about what you choose to do, and you're someone who values your time. And therefore, I should value your time too. You can also use the scarcity principle to help get things done. Indeed, many people need deadlines to really get them going. They feel the time pressure when there isn't much time left. And a deadline, of course, implies that there are penalties if you fail to meet it. As a result, you need to use deadlines with care because they operate on the principle of fear. What you can do, however, is shorten the time you allow to people when you are asking them to do something. That will put more pressure on them because time is scarce. They won't treat it so lightly, and therefore they will act quickly and more effectively. Of course, if you give them too little time, the pressure to rush and to hurry may cause mistakes, so there is always a careful judgment to be made. It's also worth knowing that because deadlines create compliance through fear, the only way that you can use deadlines ethically is to negotiate them and get both parties' agreements to the deadline before you firmly establish it. As an example, my background is as a project manager, and as a project manager, I will negotiate multiple deadlines to create a sense of momentum and to keep things going and to keep the time pressure on. And where I need higher levels of confidence, I will often negotiate a timescale which is shorter than I know is my absolute backstop. That way, if I don't meet my deadlines, I still have time to get things done. However, the scarcity principle suggests that you should never tell people that's the case. Otherwise, time will not feel scarce, it will feel plentiful. I also use the principle of calling my deadlines milestones. Milestone is a project management word, but the connotations are very different. Deadlines inspire by fear of missing the deadline. Milestones inspire by the excitement of hitting a milestone and being able to celebrate success. Please do give this video a like if you've learned from it and enjoyed it. I'll be creating loads more great management courses content for you, so please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss any of it. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and in the meantime, keep learning.